Hi. Oh. Hi. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second episode of Midnight Disc Nerds, the podcast where we have midnight discussions on our favorite movies. I'm your host, Mary.
And I'm Cassie. Get ready to ease on down the road as we dive into the world of The Wiz.
So, as we post this, we're going to post this 2 days from now. It is the Wiz anniversary, so that's kind of why we're doing it now, like we did for The Wizard of Oz in August. The Wiz is a musical film released in 1978, adapted from the Broadway production that reimagines L. Frank Baum's novel, The Wonderful Wizard of Oz. L. Frank Baum's classic tale, The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, like I said. It's basically The Wizard of Oz book, though through an African-American cultural lens.
The story follows a young school teacher named Dorothy, portrayed by Diana Ross, who is swept away from her mundane life in Harlem to the magical land of Oz during a tornado. In Oz, she embarks on a journey to find the mysterious Wiz, who is believed to have the power to help her return home.
Of course, people are texting me right now. Along her journey, Dorothy encounters several memorable characters. The Scarecrow, played by Michael Jackson, who seeks a brain, the Tin Man Nipsey Russell, who desires a heart, and the Cowardly Lion Ted Ross, who yearns for courage. Together, they face various challenges and advisories, including the Wicked Witch of the West, Mabel King, who tries to thwart their progress.
Ultimately, Dorothy learns about the importance of self-acceptance and the power of home, discovering that she had the means to return all along. The vibrant musical numbers, unique reinterpretations, and rich cultural themes make The Wiz a distinctive tale on the classic story.
So we do not have a snack this week because we failed, you guys. I'm sorry.
Should we kind of introduce how me personally, I've been super...
Yeah.
I know the movie well. I'm a Michael Jackson fan, so I've seen this movie countless times. So I was already familiar going into this week, whereas Mary, she had never seen it. So
I've never seen it.
She saw it with fresh eyes.
I'm going to turn the light. Maybe do the 2 likes.
The 2 likes?
Yeah, your likes.
All right. So as I said, I'm a Michael Jackson fan, so I do like The Wiz. As Mary said, Michael Jackson plays the Scarecrow. I believe he was 20 years old when he played the role.
He was young.
Yeah. So to me, the beginning of the movie kind of starts slow, showing Dorothy, played by Diana Ross's kind of normal life. And then for me, I consider the movie really starting when the Scarecrow comes into the movie. I know, surprise, surprise, as a Michael Jackson fan. And so his first real big scene is performing the song You Can't Win, which I personally love. I don't know, Mary, what do you feel about the song?
I think all the songs were brilliant, how they did them. I know you and I discussed it as I was watching it. I personally love Ease Down the Road.
Yeah. It's such a fun, funky, upbeat, feel-good song.
Yeah, it's if you hear it, you would sing along to it. It's that kind of song.
Yeah.
Personally.
So I do have a fun fact about the song You Can't Win, which is performed by Michael Jackson and the Crows in the movie. So the song, actually, You Can't Win, is just one part of a longer song. They had to split it into 2 parts because of, the restrictions of the records back in the day. So in 1982, part 2 of the song was actually vocally overdubbed and re-released as the B-side of Michael Jackson's song The Girl Is Mine, and was renamed to Can't Get Out of the Rain. So if you're interested, look that up on YouTube.
Okay. Do you want me to do mine?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just going to do all my likes because I put them in sentences, kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw. So I like the intro music. It kind of sounds like jazz, which was interesting. And I looked it up because I thought it was based in New Orleans, Louisiana, and it was New York, as Cassie mentioned, which I thought was interesting.
Very cool.
I like how it's colorful and not black and white.
Yeah.
I think that's what The Wizard of Oz failed, is the black and white to color. But I understand it because of the time difference.
Definitely a more updated look, but outdated to us now because it's still an old movie to us.
Toto is cute.
Of course.
It's the same dog breed as Toto in The Wizard of Oz too. Is something that Cassie and I both noticed. Well, I noticed. Um, I love the silver shoes. I'm just gonna keep it there. I'm gonna explain it more in the next episode, which would be Wicked, because some of these fun facts turns into Wicked. If you know, you know.
They're all related movies, so
Yeah, well, I know, but
stories,
yeah.
I should say.
Well, I feel like the Silver Shoes plays more of an important role in Wicked than The Wiz, so that's what I'm keeping out. The iconic poppies.
Can't have a Wizard of Oz type story without the poppies.
With the Poppy Love Perfume Company, I thought that was important. Like,
yeah, it was an interesting take on the poppy scene.
Oh, okay. You can get that. I love the little pyramids at around 1 hour and 30 minutes left. Those little red and green pyramids. Like, those were so cute. I think that Quincy Jones, the gold piano player, I know Cassie has a fun fact about him, was a true appreciation to the king of pop. He is Michael Jackson, the piano. And it turns out Michael Jackson did play piano in his tours as well. So I thought that was important. I love the Oz head, the gold and silver Oz head, which also comes into play with Wicked. I think that's where they got the adaptation for the Oz head and Wicked, like the movie coming up, is The Wiz, because it kind of looks similar if you look at it.
Yeah, it definitely does.
I wish the flying monkeys were actually flying instead of riding the motorbike.
Yeah.
And just to let you guys know, we are going to be doing spoilers for this episode because it's over 20 years old, technically.
It's like, over. What, 50 years old?
Yeah. But we're going to do spoilers.
If you haven't seen the movie yet, then
you should
have seen it.
Play the role like me and watch it now.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
My turn?
Yeah. I just have dislikes.
All right. Do we want to talk about costumes at all, or should I skip that one?
Sure.
All right, so I just wanted to comment on the Scarecrow costume. I love the Scarecrow costume in both movies, both The Wizard of Oz and The Wiz. But I think Michael Jackson makes a cute Scarecrow, particularly because of his costume.
Yes.
I love the bucket on his head, the Reese's cup on his nose. And then I love how he's constantly pulling out pieces of newspaper with quotes on them throughout the movie. And I actually took note of one of the quotes that he pulled out. It was during the scene where they meet the lion. And the quote is, hold on, I'm trying to find it.
Did you type it up?
Uneasy lies the head that wears a crown. And I thought that was kind of ironic given that this was before Michael Jackson was crowned, the king of pop. And after being crowned the king of pop, he had a lot of like turmoil and stuff that happened in his life. So the quote, uneasy lies the head that wears a crown, is just kind of like a preview of what's to come in his life.
You might know this. When did Michael Jackson get the appreciation for pop, like music? Like, was this his true appreciation? Like, was this his start of singing, I wonder?
He started singing like super young in the Jackson 5. So when he was like 5-6 years old is when they really started, and then got popular when he was like 8 years old. So basically his whole life.
Okay. I didn't know if this was like his first ever time singing in a movie or anything like that.
His first film, yes.
Okay. So that makes more sense. Maybe that's why they did it. Because he actually did tours after this movie, is what we should point out too, which I thought was interesting.
Before and after.
Oh, so Google was wrong because it said only after.
And I do have a fun fact that we'll get to later about his career in relation to this movie. So.
Oh, is it the one that I know? The one that you told me?
Maybe.
No?
Not yet.
Anyways, we'll get to that one later in a little bit. Like Cassie said.
You want me to keep going, or you want to go?
Oh, I can go. The lion costume. We have to talk about it.
Yeah.
I do not like it.
Share the same opinion. We both do not like the costume.
Yeah, I think it's not lion-like, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I prefer Bart Lahr as a lion personally, because I'm not going to say what they used. If you want to look it up, look it up. I'm not going to say it on this video for reasons. Cassie knows what I mean, because I just told her this. So I thought I think Bart Lahr as a lion makes more sense.
Yeah. Well, I just don't like how in The Wiz, it literally looks like a man wearing a suit. Like it doesn't look
Yeah.
like a lion, basically.
Yeah. I also love the Tin Man's costume.
I love the Tin Man costume.
Like on the movie cover, and this is one of my dislikes, but I'll say it now. The on the movie cover, I he kind of looked creepy, kind of in my
Mhm.
opinion. But when I saw the movie, I understood it.
Yeah.
I think the Tin Man makeup, like the lines of the Tin Man, matches the lines on the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I know Cassie and I kind of both noticed it. The costumes are similar in The Wiz and The Wizard of Oz.
Hmm.
They're both made by different people because I looked that up. I
Yeah.
was interested about that. They're both made by different people.
Since we're talking about the Tin Man, I have to bring up
Yeah.
one of my favorite quotes in the movie because I think it's hilarious. But I love when the Tin Man's talking to Dorothy and Scarecrow, and he says, "The genius who created me only took care of my dashing good looks, my razor sharp wit, and my irresistible attraction to the wrong women." I just thought that was funny.
The whole like there's so many funny quotes in this movie. It's like
It's a very charismatic cast. Like they all are very funny and natural in their role. Um, but particularly the Tin Man says a lot of funny things.
one thing to note is Cassie and I both noticed this, or she actually told me about this. I love the age gap in between Dorothy's, the older Dorothy versus Judy Garland. She was 17 in the film, and Diana Ross, as Cassie said, was like 33 or 34. I love that age gap of between the Dorothy and Scarecrow, Judy Garland and Ray Bolger, and during the Wizard of Oz and the Wiz's, Dorothy and Scarecrow. I thought that was important.
And they actually changed Dorothy's age in The Wiz because Diana Ross was cast.
I wrote
And
that
she
as
was
a fun fact.
33. Yeah.
I wrote that as a fun fact.
Yeah.
One thing, no, you're fine. One thing I did not like is Dorothy's dress. I preferred the iconic gingham.
I agree with that.
It's just not iconic, I feel like. One thing that confused me, and I'm going to say this right now, is the plot line of The Wiz. Because as you told me, it's kind of like The Wizard of Oz, so I was expecting like the same order of songs or whatever.
Yeah.
It was not, but it was good.
Completely different songs.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about our dislikes? Or do? Because I didn't say those. Oops. I can say
My only real dislike is the lion character in general and his costume.
Okay, fine.
But I'm biased, so.
Right. Okay, so I have more than you.
I will say I also don't like the Wicked Witch in this movie.
Yes.
I don't like how she looks. I don't really like the way she talks, and I don't like the way she treats others. So
Yeah.
she's the main thing I don't like.
Though I agree, I'll talk about the Wicked Witch because that's kind of one of my dislikes as well. I dislike the crows with the Michael Jackson scene. They're kind of creepy. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. They're creepy to me.
And they're rude.
Yeah. I don't like the when you meet the Lion in the Wiz, there's a statue with the eyes.
Yeah.
That was creepy to me.
It is creepy, yeah.
And I don't know if it's because I watched it at nighttime too. Like it was like creepy to me in my opinion. So I was like, wait, what? What's happening?
I put that I don't like when they
Oh.
meet the lion, I don't like the lion, and I don't like the lion costume. So
Okay. The pink bug. It was so creepy to me.
yeah.
I like 1 hour and 20 minutes left in the end of the film.
Oh, yeah.
So
I forgot that part. I hate the subway scene.
Yeah. The clowns. What? With the moving trash cans?
Yeah, it's just
I'm like,
extremely
wait, what?
creepy.
Yeah, and I was like, are the clowns looking at me? Like, what?
Right.
What? But now the electrical pillars are chasing Dorothy. Like, I was like, scary if you were a kid.
Right.
Because if you saw that, you would think that they move. Like, wait, what? That doesn't happen.
I saw a review online and it said that The Wiz is too scary for children.
Yeah, I
and
can see
too
that.
goofy for adults.
I could see that, yeah. I mean, if I saw it when I was little, I would think it's true.
Yeah.
I think it just depends on who you are too as a kid though.
Yeah.
I think it changes. The Wicked Witch of the West. We need to talk about it. I don't like that she doesn't have green makeup.
Yeah. It's a completely different witch in general.
And I think that's why I didn't like it because I was expecting like green, like
The classic.
ugly, like wicked.
I mean, she's definitely ugly, but
No, I know, but I was expecting more of like a Wicked, like
yeah.
the Wicked Witch of the West character.
Yeah.
I was about to say her real life name, but we'll say that. I guess I'll say it right now. Alphaba.
Mm-hmm.
I wish she would have liked to look like Alphaba and Wicked.
Yeah, me too.
Angry looking and scary, and
Yeah.
I guess that's what should we go to fun facts? Because we really have nothing else.
Yeah, we can.
Okay. Do you want to go first?
Yes.
I don't know where you are on fun facts.
Mine are all over the place. So
I know, so are mine.
I kind of skipped over it.
No, you're fine.
But it's like the first one on your list anyway. But
Oh,
so Michael Jackson was actually a fan of Ray Bolger's. So when he got the part of the Scarecrow, he watched The Wizard of Oz many times to study the mannerisms of the Scarecrow in the first movie. So that his Scarecrow could be a lot like that Scarecrow. And if you watch The Wiz and Wizard of Oz is kind of fresh on your mind, you can definitely tell that a lot of the mannerisms are there, and like the way he like stands and like kind of hunches over and stuff is very similar to
on the pole too. On the pole, it's like Ray Bolger's stance.
Yep.
You pretty much have to like watch. In my opinion, you pretty much have to watch the Wizard of Oz Scarecrow scene and Michael Jackson's Scarecrow scene back to back to get what they're showing, because it's incredible.
Yeah.
Of like they're like, and like Cassie said, Michael Jackson actually studied Ray Bolger, which I feel like was important.
Yeah.
Because I feel like people know Ray Bolger as the Scarecrow. People know Michael Jackson as King of Pop and the Scarecrow in The Wiz.
Yep.
So that's a fun fact. I also look like that this movie was based after a book, because I'm not sure if Wizard of Oz is actually based on the book. Like it is, but it's different, if that makes sense.
When was the book written? Do you know?
I can look it up. So go on with your next fun fact while I do this.
Okay.
I don't care which one you want to do.
Let's see what I want to talk about. I will say a quick fun fact is that I actually saw Diana Ross, who played Dorothy in this movie, in concert within the last 5 to 10 years, and she still sounds incredible, even though she's 80 years old. So
it's crazy.
Okay, so
I looked it up because I was just curious because you told me to. The Wonderful Wizard of Oz was written by Alfred Baum and published on May 17th, 1900. So it was out by the time The Wizard of Oz was out.
Okay.
So I wonder if it was based on The Wizard of Oz, the novel. Because
it would have been, at least to a certain extent.
Right, because I know like the book says like Dorothy's from Kansas, and we know that's true from The Wizard of Oz. But also, fun fact, the book states silver shoes. The book states that.
Well, The Wiz is accurate in that sense then.
Well, technically so is Wizard of Oz. Or Wicked.
Yeah.
I told James this. James is also a huge Michael Jackson fan and a Wiz fan. So we have to give him a shout out slightly.
Shout out to James.
Yes.
I feel like we're just gonna end up shouting out James in every episode.
Maybe not next episode. Maybe. I mean, we definitely know. Well, never mind. Take that back. So I'm debating if I want to sell this. Never mind. I will say this now. So, like Cassie mentioned, the silver shoes, or like I said, the silver shoes are in Wicked and The Wiz. However, there are technically silver shoes in The Wizard of Oz. It's the Technicolor is what gives it the red. So I think Judy Garland wore the silver shoes in Wizard of Oz, but the Technicolor. If that makes sense.
That is a good fun fact.
I think it's opposite. I don't think she did, but she might have. Because Judy Garland also changed her appearance so many times because she was supposed to be light brown hair. Too, and she wasn't, as we all know.
Right.
She has dark hair and braids. And also before she has the iconic braids, she never had braids. It was supposed to be like flowy.
Oh, really?
Your hair, yeah. It wasn't even supposed to be in braids. Is what before and after pictures of Judy Garland, like the previous owner of Wizard of Oz.
I like how we're back on the Wizard of Oz fun facts.
Well, I mean, because it ties in, kind of.
It does.
I'll go on with the next one. Can my phone unlock? No. Great. Let's do this one. In the book Making Movies, Sidney Lumet admits that filming the Emerald City sequence on the plaza at the World Trade Center had to be cut short because of the wind and scheduling. The red sequence had to be shortened due to a lighting error, and there was no time to reshoot. The Port Authority would not allow more time to fix mistakes.
I think it's a cool fun fact in general, just that it was filmed on the plaza of the World
Yeah.
Trade Center.
Where 9/11 happened.
Yep.
Yeah, because this was
Crazy.
before 9/11. Okay,
Way
go ahead.
before.
Go ahead with your next one.
I think I do. I only have one more, so
Oh no. Do you want me to go then? Because I still
I kind of like threw mine in
no, you're fine.
while we were doing our
This
other
might
one.
be a little bit short, but it's okay. Fine. Then I'll go. The duet between Michael Jackson and Diana Ross on "Ease Down the Road," like Cassie said, was released as a single by MCA Records in September 1978. The single had just missed the top 40 radio top pop charts, stalling at number 41, which was amazing to find that out. However, the song hit number 17 on the Billboard Hot Soul Singles chart that same year.
As it should have.
Yeah. The first song that Michael Jackson sings, "You Can't Win," like Cassie mentioned, was originally written for the stage version for the Winkies to sing to Dorothy about the futility of escaping from Eveline, which is the Wicked Witch of the West name in this movie. The song was cut from the stage version of the musical during previews, but it was included in the film as a Scarecrow song. So if you see it on Broadway, that song's not even in there, which is so sad.
It is
I
sad.
feel like that's an important song, kind of.
I wonder if they've ever cut it back in because of the film.
Yeah, I don't know. Another one I guess we can talk about. The original New York City production, because it originated in New York City, of The Wiz opened at the Majestic Theater on January 5th, 1935. So 2 years before. Starring Stephanie Mills, it ran for 1,672 performances, won the 1975 Tony Awards for the Best Musical and Score, and was nominated for the Best Book, which was interesting because to know that the Tonys was around back in 1975, I thought that was like a newer show, like in the 2000s award show, but no. I don't know.
And that one actually kind of ties back into what I said before about Diana Ross being casted. So they had to change the age of Dorothy. They actually wanted Stephanie Mills to play the part of Dorothy, but Diana Ross was kind of a more powerful figure back then. She was very famous, so they made an exception and upped the age of Dorothy to 24 instead of
33 or 34. Yeah. I only have two more, or one more fun fact actually. I think we're tied for fun facts this week, surprisingly.
I think so, yeah.
Kenny Ortega. I need it. If you guys know who he is, he directed Hocus Pocus, Newsies,
High School
Musical 3, yep, and some other movies. I can't remember the list. I looked it up at one point. He's also the one that directed Michael Jackson Tours as well, which I didn't realize that until James recently told me.
And he was the director of This Is It, which would have been the tour that Michael Jackson was going to have, but unfortunately passed away before.
That's so sad.
Being able to, so.
Like Kenny Ortega.
Kenny for many years.
I think he's a Disney legend.
He is, for sure.
Is he? Okay. Well, I mean, he's known for Hocus Pocus and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, Hocus Pocus and High School Musical alone is just...
Yeah, and Newsies. Don't forget about Newsies. Yeah. Do you have any more?
Is that your last one?
Yeah.
All right, so we can kind of... It's perfect because my last one is more of a fun fact about Michael Jackson, but ties back into The Wiz. So The Wiz is essentially how Michael Jackson and Quincy Jones got connected. So when they were working on The Wiz, Michael mentioned to Quincy that he was interested in making a solo album, which would have been his first official solo album that wasn't Motown. And he asked Quincy if he knew anybody who may be interested in producing it for him. And Quincy, of course, was impressed with Michael Jackson during The Wiz. So he suggested that he could produce it. So Quincy went on to produce Off the Wall, Thriller, and Bad. So 3 albums with.
Oh yeah, I saw that you put that. And I'm like,
And it all started with The Wiz.
that's crazy. Do we want to talk about our rating for this one?
Our rating?
Yeah, our rating
Sure.
for the movie.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go. So as Cassie mentioned, this was my first time watching this movie. So I give it a, well, Cassie did it out of a 10, so I'll kind of do that too. I'll give it like an 8.5. I'm not even gonna say that. The costumes.
That's what I gave as well.
Okay.
I said it's not a perfect movie by any means, but I enjoy it every time. The music is great. Obviously, I love Michael Jackson. I love Diana Ross.
Right.
They're both legends. So
I did not like the Ding Dong the Witch is Dead is completely different. I don't like how they did it at the end either. It was way too confusing for me. So I was like, wait, what? What's happening? What? My mind was like all over the place. I did. No, that's a spoiler for next episode. Never mind. Speaking of next episode,
the time has come.
Final thoughts.
Almost.
Nope, we'll do that. Final thoughts. What are your final thoughts about Wicked? Or The Wiz? Dang it, Mary.
See, you're already doing it. Final thoughts. Michael Jackson is a great scarecrow.
Yes. My final thought is we're almost done doing the Wicked trilogy.
The Oz trilogy.
Stories. The Oz trilogy. We have 2 more left. Well, 3 technically if we wanted to do the 3rd one. Technically. Oh no. Where can people find you?
Twitter, Cheesehead Cass.
Yes.
And also, I mean, am I allowed to say the news?
Sure. Okay.
And I also will be the new co-host of the Mac and Cheese podcast. So,
and here
very soon.
You can also find her here on Midnight Disney.
And Midnight Disneyers as well.
You forgot about that one.
Of course.
So you can find me. This will be out today. So I have a Spaces tonight around 8 Eastern. So I'm excited about that. I will retweet my Twitters in the bio. Mary90118710. Like Cassie said, I am the host of Mac and Cheese podcast. So Cassie will be joining me now officially. So I'm excited about that. I'm doing Midnight Dessert, Life of Mary podcast, and Midwestern Chaos, which Midwestern, we are filming an episode this week. I know we're doing the Packers and the Bills, or no, Jets and the Bills with those trades coming up, with those recent trades, Devontae Adams and others, unfortunately. It's time to discuss it. I don't want to, but
no.
It is what it is. And what do you have coming up? Do you want to say the news? Or no, never mind. Save it. Never mind.
All right, we're going to save it.
I was talking about the university announcement, but we can save that.
Yeah.
That's secret, which you guys will know
Stay
about.
tuned for next episode.
Speaking of next episode, we are doing Wicked. It's a month away officially. As of today, it's a month away. I know.
It's been a long wait.
I'm so excited.
It's going to be a long month of waiting.
And just to let you guys know, we will not be doing spoilers for the episode because we know it just came out. So Cassie will be seeing it on the 23rd. So next month, tomorrow officially. And I'll be seeing it on the 24th of November. So we're seeing it opening week, opening weekend.
Yes.
And I'm so excited.
Very excited.
Tell them if you're seeing it IMAX, 3D, whatever.
I'm technically seeing it in IMAX, but my movie theater calls it the Ultra Screen, but it's the same thing.
So I will be seeing it in 3D. So I'm curious, like, how our expressions will be after it, like the differences.
You have to let me know. 3D makes me dizzy, so I decided not to go that route.
Well, it makes me dizzy too, but I'm doing it. I want to see Ariana Grande. Like,
that's fair.
As we mentioned last episode, they are making a Wizard of Oz movie. We gave our cast predictions last in September. And do we want to talk about the movies that we have coming up? Because we have quite a bit.
I think you have the list, so
I do.
I'll give you the floor.
Okay, so we are doing Wicked in November. We are doing Grinch in December because Mufasa's coming out around Christmas time. So we're going to give you guys like a month. Mufasa's in January. I think we pretty much decided.
Yeah.
February, I'm not sure what we're doing because we thought of some ideas.
Stay tuned.
Yes. March, we're doing Lion King, and I'm excited about that. It's gonna be fun.
Yes.
And April, stay tuned as well, because Cassie and I have a fun surprise in the works for April, and I'm excited. Well, it'd technically be May, I feel like, for that one. That's fine.
Possibly. Yeah. We'll see.
Do you have anything else to say to our fans?
I think I'm good. I think it was a good episode.
We'll see you guys in November for the Wicked movie, part 1.